Oh man, that still jacks you up.
I know, man. Gets you hyped. Welcome everybody to another episode of Bad Booking. My name is Chase, CR Media, as you guys may know me. Anthony Blackwell Jr. is with us tonight. And then Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
I'm great.
Yeah, I mean, life it couldn't be better. You know what I mean? I'm fucking rich.
Couldn't agree.
I'm sexy. I have nothing wrong going on at all. I'm just killing it. You know, your hair looks amazing. We're just doing big things over here.
There we go. There we go.
I D all of the above, ABJ. I'm right there with you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I'm playing my toys quick. Just give me a second.
You're good. No Raz tonight. Yes, that is correct. Raz was not able to make it. But we appreciate everybody who did make it. See, the chat is already lighting up. We've got Mick, Matthew Holland, Maddie Mountain Dew is here. Stephen Chambers, Dominic. Appreciate Dominic. Appreciate everybody joining with us. John,
I don't appreciate Dominic. I don't know. I had to pick somebody out, and it's you, Dominic. Okay. Screw you.
Gonzalez Davis starting the night off right. Kingpin hates big men. David Gonzalez knows. David Gonzalez knows.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. If it's not Kane or The Undertaker, Mark is shitting all over him. So
Yep.
If
you ain't 6'5" plus, get out of Mark's life.
That's if you are 6'5" plus, get out of Mark's life.
Yeah.
You got no business being in the ring if you're 6'5" plus in Mark's life.
That's a fake narrative. I'm just saying. Yes, it is. Okay. It is. Okay. It is.
What do you think about the Great Khali?
Okay, that's not fair.
What do you think about Omos?
That's not fair either, because that's Great Khali 2.0.
See? What do you think about Santam Singh?
His Khali's twin? I don't know.
What do you think about ABJ? I'm like 6'7".
Pretty hot. HAWT hot. HAWT.
ABJ is 6'7".
I wish I was 6'7".
Shanky sucks. What else you guys got? Go ahead. You might as well just fill up the fucking chat at this point. Shanky's crap. The Great Brock Lee. What the hell is that? What the fuck is that?
It's getting out of control already.
Yep, it is. So, guys, this is where we talk about the landscape of professional wrestling. We talk a little bit of everything.
Wait, what? I just watched NASCAR all week. I thought that's what we were talking about.
No.
Khali's trash. Sorry, Dominic.
If we're talking if you're talking NASCAR, you're on the wrong podcast. Live.
I did my whole research on Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'm going to be in trouble tonight, boys.
Yeah, you are. You definitely are.
I mean, to be fair, the NASCAR games are pretty fucking dope. Just saying.
So let's start this thing off, man. Is the Bloodline officially over?
We're only in the second quarter. Or what did they say? The third inning? I don't know what fucking sports ball reference they use.
Nah, man, we're gonna have a gigantic civil war within the Bloodline. So we're gonna be fed this down our throat for the next few months. So don't think it's getting over just because they're supposed to be some type of decision.
I think the group though. You think the group? There's no mending the fences. We are now watching the split, right?
I guess, but I personally don't think the group is going to ever officially disband. I think that's just like a forever thing to me. Might be new members,
who's gonna, here's my prediction.
Go ahead.
Who's the person that makes or breaks the Bloodline?
Who's the person that makes or breaks the Bloodline?
Mm-hmm. Either it completely disbands or it stays together because of one person.
Solo.
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman?
if two things happen here, Paul Heyman dismantles the entire bloodline, or the bloodline turn against Paul Heyman and boot him out.
The entire bloodline might not. I don't think that's gonna get mended. I don't think they all turn on Paul Heyman. I don't. If it's coming down to Paul Heyman determining bloodline lives or dies, then Paul Heyman will leave willingly. I don't think he's gonna be kicked out and everyone else becomes
the
friends
bloodline
again.
Beat Paul Heyman down and he leaves, and then Paul Heyman either finds a new monster, or he finds a new stable, or he just retires.
Do you think at that point that might be the only way to like destroy the bloodline? Like you said, that may be the only way to dethrone Roman Reigns at this point, is Paul Heyman finding a new Paul Heyman guy?
Possibly, or that Paul Heyman is the reason why why Brock loses his title, and then not Brock, Roman loses his title, and then the rest of the bloodline go, see, that's why, and then Roman boots Paul, and the bloodline's back together.
So you think the bloodline is done soon?
I think they're going to have a hiccup, but I think the ending of this story is them removing Paul. And if Paul, and it might be the end of Paul as a career. I can see Paul hanging it up after this story, because that's going out on a real high note. Like I don't think Paul comes back as another advocate. If once this is done, I don't think he just jumps right into another person and becomes an advocate again. I think he takes time away. I think he does backstage role. I don't think he's an on-screen person.
I think he does take time away, but I think he's just too valuable to not be someone's advocate, especially with someone who doesn't have the necessary mic skills, but are, stellar in the ring. I mean,
well, that's where Paul Heyman backstage would be good as like a Dusty, of saying like, hey, I'm doing promo classes. Hey, Paul, we're going to send you down to NXT. We're going to help you mend these new talent. Paul can be that next Dusty.
I mean, I 100% agree with that, but I think he's too valuable not to be on screen. So I think maybe he does that for a while.
Nailed it right there too.
Paul Heyman for the Hall of Fame Mania Philly. Oh, you got to do that.
ECW crowd induct him into the Hall of Fame that year.
100%. Yeah, you have to. But I think he's just too valuable to not be on screen. I mean, if he's going to be off screen, I feel like he has to retire completely, because him being within the company and not having him on screen, I think it's a terrible idea. I mean, taking a break from on screen 100%, everyone's got to do it. Maybe go backstage, like you said, do training roles, but he has to be on screen with somebody in some type of form. Either that, an advocate, what is it, GM of Raw or SmackDown or some shit, whatever they do in that regard. But he's just too valuable not to be on screen if he's within that company. Or maybe he goes to AEW. No, I don't think so.
No. I was going to say I could see him staying on some on-air capacity. But I also think that him being there every week might pull that back a little bit. So
can I kind of skip ahead a little bit, because I think these two things go inside with each other?
Sure.
What do we think for Money in the Bank? Do you think the Money in the Bank men's winner goes after a world title? Because I don't.
I think last year was the start, like, when it comes to Austin Theory, the start of something new. And
I don't think it's the start.
Yeah,
I do.
I see it being
every single qualifying match, every single time on commentary. Every champion is on edge. Every champion is up for grabs when it comes.
I was going to say that too.
I don't think the winner of this year's Money in the Bank cashes in on a world title.
They're highly emphasizing that on commentary. I definitely 100% agree on that. And
I think they have a story in place when it comes to that world title with Seth and Cody, and I think they have a thing in place when it comes to Roman Reigns and whoever it may be that next in line. And I think the Money in the Bank being wasted, like they did with Austin Theory, where they don't know where they're going to do with it, I think is a huge throwaway for that title. And I think how he said, I think the Austin Theory was an Onyx was oh crap, we're overbooked in our heavyweight division, our championship division, so we need to throw a curveball in here. And I think they did that Austin Theory thing just to get it away from him and figure out just to get it away from that storyline. But I think going forward, I think this is the year they actually put in place where anyone's title can go up for grabs, and I think it gets cashed in successfully on a title that's not a world championship.
Not a fan.
I mean, I'm not a fan.
I could see it happening. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm saying I don't like it. I think it's stupid. If that's the case, scrap the whole fucking thing.
I think it's really going to happen.
I think though, it can give a title a more of a, like, I don't hate the idea of them cashing it on any title. I really don't. I think it'd be interesting if the whole night, at pay-per-view that it gets cashed in, and the next night or whatever, Gunther finally gets beat down, and all of a sudden cue music, Guy runs out and beats Gunther on his historic reign, and you're like, holy fuck, like that's the only way you can get Gunther, get it off. Like, it would just shock people, but it would be a moment to be like, holy crap, the IC title kind of has relevancy now because somebody went after Gunther. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like the move.
Yeah.
So on the reverse side of that, like, yes, you're right. It gives the United States the Intercontinental relevancy, but at the same time, it puts all the titles on the same level now.
They are kind of on the same level right now. The world titles right now are upper, but
they shouldn't.
This is the problem with WWE for the longest time in the last couple of years, is they've only been booking and writing for one title in the entire company. And it's been very relevant that's been the thing, because we're not invested in any other title run. We're not invested in any other story. We don't care about anything else on this show unless it involves Roman Reigns. And they need to find a way to make those other titles and put storylines in place to make us keep tuning in and watching. WWE people can hate on AEW all day long, but at least in AEW, I could be like, don't like that, but like that, like that. There's more things that I can watch in AEW and storylines I can grab onto that I give a shit about, because WWE has one storyline right now. Well, now two. They have Cody and they have Roman Reigns. And unfortunately, Seth Rollins is there, but no, everyone's just waiting for Seth to go after Cody. But Cody's storyline is more important right now, or more utilized and more pushed than the world champion of Seth Rollins. And they need to find a way to start separating their writers and putting the same effort they're putting into the Bloodline into other stories. The women's since the Bloodline has really picked up in the last 2 years, the women's division tanked, the tag team division tanked, every storyline in this company has tanked. And Roman's storyline has been so good that it's keeping people there. But if you look anything outside that, if you're in that ballpark and it looks awesome inside that ballpark, and you look over the fence and it's a ghetto and it's shitty and there's houses are all run down, that's the rest of WWE. They need to start fixing that.
I agree, man. I was just in New Orleans last week for my boy's bachelor party, and we were talking about the same thing. The whole age-old, which one's better, WWE or AEW, which has better storylines, blah, blah, blah. And we're just going back and forth saying there is no other relevant storyline in WWE that is not revolving around the Bloodline. Nothing. I guess you could say Cody and Brock, but there's nothing that's catching anybody's attention. I have another friend that texted me yesterday. He's a Fairweather wrestling fan. He'll text me randomly. He literally texted me. He's like, "Oh, you'd be proud of me." And I was like, "Well, why is that, bro?" He's like, "Oh, I've actually been following the Bloodline storyline." I'm like, "Is that all you've been following?" He goes, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay, well, thank you for the text."
Yeah, it's been good. I mean,
it's compelling. It's compelling.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good stuff.
But it just goes to show, when you put your money behind the system, it's going to work.
Yeah.
They need to put the system behind other people now.
I agree.
And they can still do Bloodline story, but they got to start looking like, oh shit, we got other shit we can do here too.
Yeah, I mean, there's 200 employees that work for WWE, like, and you have a whole room of writers that can do more than just what's going on with the Bloodline. And like, and so that's my thing is now, like, I'm excited for this world title run with Seth. And I'm excited, like, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but they're doing a lot of cool stuff with that. And they're still doing the stuff on SmackDown with the Bloodline and Roman and whatnot. My thing is, like, when you make all the titles on the same level, because I mean, any of those guys in the Money in the Bank match or Money in the Bank ladder match, like, story wise, looking at it, like, it insults a fan's intelligence, because you're like, any of those guys in the Money in the Bank ladder match could easily go up to Gunther and be like, I want an Intercontinental title shot. I mean, just on SmackDown, Asuka and Charlotte. Charlotte walks out. I want a title match. Oh, she's got it. Cool.
There's a difference there, though. Charlotte's a different game.
But I'm not talking about just Charlotte. I'm talking about anybody in general. Anybody could walk up to anybody. We see it all the time in WWE where they get into little spats in the backstage area and they're like, well, why don't we settle it in the ring tonight? Okay, cool. But like that Money in the Bank ladder match that made that so special was you could cash it in at any time. And you can't just become an Intercontinental Champion. You can become the world champion. You can, like when CM Punk won, everybody was like, man, like CM Punk in WWE is the champion, and then boom, Batista powerbombs Edge. CM Punk comes out and boom, CM Punk's the champion. And it's like, whoa, he's one of the faces of WWE now. Like, that's crazy. Like, I just feel like if we do this to where you're going to be able to cash in on the US champion, the Intercontinental champion, the NXT champion, scrap it. Let it be done with.
I agree, man. I mean, the whole point was to go for the World Heavyweight Championship. There was no point in time ever where they ever mentioned you could cash in for any championship until Austin Theory cashed in on the U.S. Championship last year.
Yep.
Otis was going to cash in on the tag teams, wasn't he? They were hinting that he might cash in on the tag team.
Was he? I don't remember that.
Yeah. All I know is they never did anything with Otis, and then they gave it to
him. Yeah, they gave it to him for fans to service, and then realized, oh shit, we're never putting the world champion on this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I know we kind of skipped ahead, and we'll kind of talk about that. But now it's draft time, ladies and gentlemen. Draft time.
I'm not prepared at all for this. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's about time you fucking lose one, anyways.
All right, I'll throw it. This week. No one vote for me, even though I'll probably still win because
they vote for him just because a lot of his fans are in the chat.
Because I have a fan base. I'm saying, look at this face.
I'm calling you guys out. You guys are biased.
I'm using my white privilege in the draft.
We've all right. So, Mark, I know you and I talked about doing 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
But I think with just 3 of us, I mean, the Money in the Bank ladder match has been around since 2005. Do you think we could find 15 winners?
I thought we're doing best cash-ins.
We're doing the winners this week. We can do cash. We can do cash-ins after the Money in the Bank.
I prepared for cash-ins.
Okay, let's do cash-ins. Let's do cash-ins, and we'll keep it to 3 rounds. My bad.
Oh man, did you say that in the chat? Did I fuck that up? I sure did.
No.
Can we find 15 cash-ins that are that good?
Well, the point is not to find cash-ins that are that good. That's why it's a draft.
Favorite cash-ins.
Somebody's got to be a Mr.
It's favorite.
Somebody's got to be a Mr. Irrelevant, right?
Mr. Irrelevant. Oh damn, you did put Money in the Bank winners. Damn, I fucked that up.
Well, I put it on the sheet, but you and I just said, hey, if we do this, we'll do 3 rounds. If we do that, we'll do 5 rounds.
Yeah.
But let's just if you prepared for cash-ins, let's do cash-ins.
All right, let's go.
All right, who's going first?
I don't care.
Let Mark go first. Well, Mark chase me.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my.
Go ahead, get Seth Rollins out of the way.
No, it's not that. I just like to keep track, so I'm gonna open my notes real quick so we know who does. All right, so my first round pick is gonna be ECW One Night Stand. Rob Van Dam cashes in against John Cena.
You're number 1?
Mm-hmm. Fuck it. This is why you lose.
That's my favorite one, bro.
This is why you lose.
Dude, this is favorite, not best. Remember that. This is my favorite one. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam was gigantic. Like everyone loved Rob Van Dam. You can't say you don't love Rob Van Dam. Number 1. He needed to be world champion. And he goes in there. That signs where it says fucking if Cena wins, we riot. Everyone hate. He got so many boos when he walked in there. And the moment that Rob Van Dam finally became champion, that's my number 1 pick because this is favorite, not best.
Yep.
Chase, just say it.
The heist of the century.
Yeah,
it's the best. It's the best cash-in of all time.
There's only one that rivals it.
Yep.
And that'll be my pick.
I know which one ABJ is picking.
New Year's Revolution 2006.
Edge, the first cash-in.
Yep.
Agreed.
Man, you guys are really fast today. All right. Normally we're here for like 3 hours. I was like, we gotta do. Well, okay,
you threw a curveball there first round. You went for a big reach.
Because I go for favorite. We're not going for best. I'm going for my favorite. And my second favorite one of all time is the one when Dolph Ziggler cashes in Alberto Del
That's
Rio.
a good one.
That fucking pop, like when who was he facing? I think it was Jack Swagger. He had got him in the ankle lock, and then that music hits, the pop, because he held it on for, what was it, like 8 or 9 months he held that briefcase for, and he finally came in. That was an amazing cash in. One of my favorites. Not better than RVD. RVD still stands at number 1 overall pick, but that was my favorite one.
You're high on drugs.
Who did the callback to that at GCW? Was it Matt Cardona?
I couldn't tell you.
What's his name just cashed in this last weekend on Masha?
Yeah, Blake Christian.
Blake Christian.
No, but I'm talking about who. Remember at One Night Stand, Edge is the reason why RVD won that match.
Edge
came out in the
Matt Cardona did. He came out with the motorcycle helmet. Yeah,
the motorcycle helmet and the black coat, and speared Cena through the table.
He did a dirty deed, so it made it look like he was Dean Ambrose.
No, that was when he came out as a druid.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
My number 2 would have to be the one I mentioned earlier, CM Punk.
Okay.
Edge starts off Monday Night Raws with the World Heavyweight Championship after they screwed Batista the night prior at the pay-per-view, and Batista comes out, beats his ass, and then right as Batista's walking up the ramp, CM Punk's music hits, and Punk puts Edge to sleep and wins. It was awesome. It was amazing.
I'm gonna go with the first female cash-in, gentlemen.
Mella's Money?
Huh? No. I'm gonna go the night of Money in the Bank 2019, where Bailey cashes in and then runs to the crowd, and it's a whole lot. Yeah, Bailey cash in.
I'm there it is. Mick just took my last. I'm doing the Miz when he hit the skull crushing finale on my boy Randy Orton. I'm a big Miz advocate. I think he needs to be more champion. He needs to have more championship reigns. I feel like what they're doing with him right now is just bullshit. Fighting celebrities and doing these little segments where he gets his ass kicked. Miz needs more respect. That was a great cash in on one of the greatest of all time in Randy Orton. Those are my top 3.
Absolutely, that was a great cash in. I can't believe this one fell to me, gentlemen. This is amazing. Redesign, rebuild, reclaim. Seth Rollins came back from that knee injury, debuted the shirt, got a one-on-one match with the champion Roman Reigns at the time, won the belt, and then the Money in the Bank winner earlier in that night, Dean Ambrose came out and cashed in and won the WWE Championship.
I like that one a lot, but it's the
that pop is the only pop because it was in an arena. That pop is the only pop that rivals Seth Rollins' greatest heist of the century.
You don't think Dolph Ziggler's pop was nasty?
Oh, it was. But I mean, like, it's
that was
all right, here we go. You want to talk about crowd reaction and pop, and you want to talk about a cash-in? Now,
this is his pick. This is where he steals it, Chase.
No, I won already.
A cash-in doesn't always mean you have to win the cash-in for it to be a memorable moment.
Oh, interesting.
How about when the entire crowd goes absolutely bananas
for Daniel Bryan?
When Randy Orton fails his cash-in and Daniel Bryan defines all the odds. Connor's in the front row. Well, no, it wasn't that one. Connor wasn't there for that one. That was what he beat. Anyway, fucking Daniel Bryan. The failed cash-in of Randy.
ABJ lost this one. We at least got to agree on that one.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Randy's cash in was better. Randy's cash in on Bryan was better than Bryan's failed cash in. Only because it broke so many people's hearts. I was so mad.
Yeah, I could agree on that one. All right, guys.
Daniel won, and yeah.
That ends our draft for favorite cash-ins. Let us know who won. I think we can agree. I think we can agree that ABJ lost this one.
I'm just throwing
that out there.
I think it's fair to say that ABJ took it easy on us.
Yeah, I'll let you guys have this one.
There's a lot of drafts that ABJ should not have won, and his little fan club. Yeah, I'm calling.
1,000%.
And his fan club got under like, oh my god, ABJ.
Actually, everyone, just You know what? I was gonna say to my BJers to let them have this one, but now put in the chat, say ABJ1. Let's just steal it from them. Let me pick last and come in and just show them the power of ABJ.
I don't know, man. If I was supporting you in the chat and you called me a BJer,
Marks. Pick Mark because we all know Mark won.
Oh, my Marks. That's a good one. Chase, what's yours?
Nothing.
Gears of Kai said we got a recap. Well, I tried to keep track, but they actually went really fast today. Bravo to you guys for taking only about 7 minutes to draft.
Matthew Holland just be roasting me with fat jokes. I'm gonna get skinny, man. I'm gonna fucking blow your mind.
Yeah, I don't care.
No, I'm just gonna kick Matt.
So let's just all recap our own picks. So I picked the greatest one of all time. We got RVD over John Cena. Look at his face. RVD over John Cena. We got Dolph Ziggler, arguably the greatest pop, in my opinion, of the Money in the Bank cash-ins.
You mean Miz?
No.
Or not Miz, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler, that's what I said.
You said John Cena.
I said, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault, guys. Yeah, Dolph, and then the Miz cashing in on Randy Orton. Those were my picks, Chase. What were yours?
Heist of the Century.
Mm-hmm.
Dean Ambrose and CM Punk.
ABJ?
The Edge first cash in, Bailey and Randy cash in at SummerSlam 2013.
All right, guys, drop it in the chat. Who won? BJers, be honest for once.
BJers.
I like it. You need a shirt. Be like, where my BJers at?
Did you see the new logo that Hunter made? That looks like the undisputed. It looks like the Undisputed Era logo.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Pretty fucking fire.
All right.
But nobody buys shirts except Hunter. So thanks, everybody.
All right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on.
Absolutely. So since we are talking, the reason why we did the Money in the Bank draft this week was we were going to talk about Money in the Bank coming up. And although all the spots haven't been filled, do we have any early predictions on who we think is going to win?
LA Knight, yeah.
I think there's two people in this Money in the Bank that can be mega stars after Money in the Bank if utilized properly. LA Knight being one of them, and Santos Escobar being the second.
Yeah, I would love Santos to do it, but I think it's going to be. I think it's. Oh, there we go, Gears. I would love it to be Santos, but I think it's LA Knight. I think LA Knight is the heavy favorite, and if Santos wins, I'll definitely be happy. In the women's side, I'm gonna be. I really want King.
I just wanted to highlight that.
I love that.
What do you guys try to make me break character? In the women's side, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want it to be Bailey, to be honest. I feel like Bailey needs to get back in there, but it's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah. Zelina Vega would be a really hot choice in my opinion. I think it's that's personally my number one. I would either her or Bailey. Those are the ones that I would want to win. But I think
they need to start riding this LWO a little harder.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So Zelina Vega would be a great choice, in my opinion.
Yep. I think Zelina,
and put Angel Garza in the LWO. That guy, I don't know why he's not being used. Angel Garza is money.
Los Lotharios need to just come back.
Yeah, well, no, they put him with Humberto, and
Humberto has no personality.
He doesn't.
You don't need it if you're, in my opinion, if you're in a tag team. I mean, you could let if you're in a tag team, you can let one guy be the voice. You just got to be there to be a tag team.
Dude. I really honestly think that Humberto should get sent to NXT. We'll get into that a little bit later. Right. My predictions are Zelina Vega. I think that reaction. I think the emotion and everything that happened at Backlash and her in Puerto Rico, I think just goes to show. I think it reminded WWE like, hey, we have a star on our hands, and I think they're going to utilize it. Men, I know the obvious choice is LA Knight, and he's my choice too, but I kind of want to just pick somebody different just because I want to pick somebody different just because everybody's picked LA Knight, and Matt Riddle would be my other prediction. I know Damian Priest is supposed to face Matt Riddle on Monday, and I think Riddle will win because I think Finn will accidentally cost him the match again. I think we're going to see the Judgment Day splitting up.
Yeah, go into that. I mean, did you pick a female, BJ?
I said either Bailey or Selena Vega.
Okay, Zelina.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it, Mark, if you want to talk about Judgment Day breaking up, go ahead, and we'll.
I just didn't want to jump yet. I didn't want to jump like to it, but yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be fully breaking up, but I feel like there's definitely some dissension amongst it. I mean, I think they're way too hot to break up fully. But I could see Finn starting to get a little jealous here and there when it comes to Priest. Priest just had a title match. You saw their interchange. You saw him getting cost a match. I think they're starting to put those little eggs out there where someone's going to end up leaving, someone's going to end up turning face. But I don't think the Judgment Day fully breaks up, especially with the whole Dom and Rhea Ripley. I think maybe Finn defects. I think he would be the one to leave. That's my.
It'd be crazy that they just got those Judgment Day tattoos. They all got those matching tattoos.
Yeah, so did the Riot Squad, and 2 weeks later they got disbanded.
Yep. That's a very good thing. Finn excommunicates Damian, and then in comes JD McDonough.
I can see Damian Priest getting excommunicated and the Judgment Day staying a thing because I think they have a lot of potential. I think they have a lot of vision for Damian Priest. I also think Damian Priest can be a guy who could be a big baby face for the company.
Yep. He got a lot of praise over Backlash with what he did for Bad Bunny and whatnot.
That's a Jersey trained Monster Factory boy too.
Yep.
Actually, funny thing is the 2 guys wrestling on Monday are both Monster Factory guys in Matt Riddle and Damian Priest. They trained together.
Yep. Indeed.
Monster Factory has a documentary out right now on Apple TV. If you have Apple TV, it's a whole docuseries based on the training school of the Monster Factory. Go watch it.
That's why we have ABJ here, guys, giving you the insight.
Absolutely.
About the side and should be accepted into the TikTok community.
Oh, I'm taking over.
I have like 75 notifications for TikTok, and I haven't looked at any of them.
They're probably all videos I sent you.
Yeah. Whenever I open TikTok,
me up.
Whenever I open TikTok, it's always the same people that are live, and that's Axel, which I don't like. There's just something about Axel's face that makes me want to punch him right in the
center. Damn, we are just dropping creators right now.
And then
holy shit.
I don't care. I'm not I don't even consider myself a content creator anymore. Like now that I'm doing all this other stuff, like
that's fine.
I mean, I'm on here to talk wrestling, and that's it. Axel makes me want to punch him in the face. Like I said,
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna be honest.
And then the British girl. I want to punch her in her face too.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The actions of bad booking these are all the actions of Chase and not by the rest of the bad booking crowd.
Please don't cancel us.
The actions of Chase Riley do not reflect the beliefs and actions of bad booking.
I've been listening to a lot of Always Sunny podcasts, and every time they say something, cut that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think I jumped on there like yesterday, and like she was singing, and all these people were just like sitting there listening to her, and I'm like, this isn't Wrestle Talk. This isn't Wrestle Talk. Like, what is this?
Yeah, they be doing some stuff on there.
Were they singing at least like wrestling songs or
no? She's just like like, and don't get me wrong, like I'm kind of a big guy.
You don't got to say the quiet parts out loud. You don't got to say the quiet parts out loud.
I'm kind of a big guy myself, but like she's just sitting there with it all hanging out and stuff, and then she's just like singing, and then she's got like 4 or 5 people in there, and they're just like listening to her, like hanging on to every word she says. I'm like, bro, this is mid at best. And number 2, the live says Wrestle Talk. What are we doing, guys? I had to hit the unfollow button. I'm done.
Cut that.
All right, moving on. Let's go.
So we talked about Damian Priest and Finn Balor on Monday. So let's talk about what they were doing on Monday. And that was Damian Priest was facing off against Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Seth has been defending it at house shows. So this stuff of him defending it anytime, anywhere, is starting to become a thing. Braun Breaker ended NXT with him laying out a challenge. So Seth Rollins, I guess, is coming to NXT on Tuesday to face Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Reasons why the WWE draft is stupid and pointless. Live edition. World Heavyweight Championship. Exclusive to Raw, but going to NXT.
I mean, would you rather Braun Breaker show up on Raw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be better. It would make me feel better.
Well, is he? Let me double check, because I may have foot and mouth syndrome here. He may be.
He just challenged him. I don't think he's going in there. I just watched it literally like this morning. He's not going to Raw.
He's not.
Here's a question for you. Let me see if it's in the docket before I open my mouth and ruin everything.
Good.
Are we talking about the titles?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll talk about the new titles pretty soon. But yeah, that's just stupid to me. I mean, doing it at house shows, stuff like that, making it a workman's title. Workman's title is usually the quote-unquote mid-card belt, Intercontinental U.S. Championship and whatnot. For having this guy doing open challenges like it's the U.S. Championship, I don't know. I'm not really for that. I would like to see legitimate feuds with Seth Rollins to make the title mean something. Him going from show to show, house to house, even going to NXT, I think is kind of pointless for the World Heavyweight Championship. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't really add prestige to that title when you're defending it constantly like that. Now, who's to say I don't want it to be defended? Of course I do. But you could still have that title be relevant, going on shows, doing promos, setting up for your next feud, stuff like that. But going down because Braun Breaker called you out and you're going to go to NXT when it's a exclusively Raw championship. Reasons why the draft is stupid. Live edition. That's my opinion.
I agree. Kind of.
The title's been there's been no title picture there for so long. I think they're just overdoing it now to try to get it out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Agreed.
Now, if Braun Breaker shows up tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw and beats the fuck out of Seth, and they do a match next week on Monday Night Raw, I'm all for it. But Seth going to NXT on Tuesday and defending it at NXT, which we don't know if that's going to happen. We don't even know if he's going to accept the challenge. The challenge is just out there. So that's just assuming that he goes to NXT, because he has been going to house shows, defending it at house shows. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to show up at NXT and defend it on the main event one day. And I think that's fucking stupid.
Let's talk about some talent going to NXT. I'm skipping Mark. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm combining, or not combining, but we're gonna just talk the WWE stuff, and then I'll get thrown to the other stuff.
Whatever you want to do, man. Just go ahead.
So let's talk about some talent going back to NXT, or going to NXT, if you will. We saw Mustafa Ali show up in NXT. Baron Corbin. In fact, Baron Corbin's feud that he started in NXT has trickled over into the main show. And cost him his Money in the Bank qualifier match. So
decent feud to start.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I can give a fuck about Baron Corbin.
Wow, that's rude.
Unless he goes back to the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin, NXT, I can give a fuck.
I can agree that I want him to go back to the Lone Wolf, but I wouldn't say I don't give a fuck.
Lone what?
The Lone
Wolf.
Wolf. Shout out to Raz. Yeah, I can give a fuck about Baron Corbin. I fucking hate his theme music. I hate anything that he does. He loses constantly. Ali, who else went there? It was Ali, Dana Brooke, and Baron Corbin. They all got sent down, quote unquote, ish. I hate to be the guy to say this. I'm probably gonna get canceled, but I feel like those were not an accident getting sent down. I think those three are gonna be part of those July cuts that might be happening. And I feel like they were sent down for a reason, to work a program, and then they're out the door.
So Steven Chambers, I want to highlight this real quick. There we go. For the love of God, please put Lacey Evans in NXT. Anybody else that
I'd have to look at the roster.
do you agree with the Lacey Evans one?
I feel bad for Lacey Evans. I think she's very talented. Unfortunately, she just they haven't really let her work and connect with an audience. So yeah. It's hard to really justify her presence. It sucks to say, but it's true.
I think it could be good. It could be a good move if they actually give her time to work in NXT. But I mean, who knows? Because like ABJ said, they haven't given her a chance to do what she can do, and she gets eaten alive by the fans too. I mean, every promo she does is just like no one cares. She needs. NXT might be good for her if they give it a thing. If they give her the time to do it.
So with Lacey Evans, I think the reason why the crowd hasn't adjusted to her is because she feels forced.
Yeah, I agree. No, 100%.
Bro, they had it right here. They had it right here, and they didn't do it. Bro, I know they're not going to do it because they don't want to be a political thing, but like you had like with the demographic that's going on right now, bro, we just literally had lost the Iron Sheik, who Iron Sheik was a character that was real-time situational stuff put in our face, maybe not in the best context in 2023 of using like someone's race or nationality to draw heat. But like we're in a political climate where people are divided when it comes to like how they feel, right wing, left wing, and she's like they could have made her that character, like that right wing, like military, pure, like that type of heel, and they're just like, nah, we're gonna do that, but butter it down really heavily, and everyone's like, it's not good. Her gear doesn't look good. The way they work with her doesn't look good, and it just doesn't stick.
Agreed.
Yeah. She came out in like some like Sergeant Slaughter type like get up.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is they banked from what they're saying is they banked on Sergeant Slaughter to come in and be like her mentor, and Sergeant Slaughter's like, I'm good.
Well, there you go. I mean, if Sergeant Slaughter
and then
doesn't want to come help you, you're about to get buried real quick.
Yeah. Well, and then his daughter attacked her online, and I thought that was shitty. I thought Lacey Evans had a great fucking response to it, which very heelish, and I thought that should have been like a bigger reason for them to be like, yo, let's make her a heel. Yeah. So yeah. A lot of people were like, oh, look, Sergeant Slaughter's daughter putting Lacey Evans in her place, and I'm like, no. I was like, I kind of felt like Lacey Evans kind of like shut her
realistically up. Lacey Evans is extremely talented. She can cut a promo. She has good character work. You just got to give her something to work with. And she's been a trainer for a very long time, and her story of what she's been through as a human being, she's a very mentally strong person.
Yeah, she's a great athlete, all this stuff. So I don't know, but she is one person that I agree with. I'd love to see them put her in NXT. Anybody else
that needs to go to NXT?
Yeah.
This will be a controversial one, probably. Have her, she's winding down. Maybe not end her career there, but just go down and do a run. Natalya.
Yeah, I can see that one too.
She went down for a little bit, didn't she?
I don't know. A lot of things she does, unfortunately, just kind of
goes under the radar.
Yeah. It really does, honestly.
It's like Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke went down, and like I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, when Dana Brooke got sent down and I saw her in the Battle Royal, I was like, wow, she's gonna come in here and shut on all the NXT stars.
Because that was so goddamn good. He would be the one. He'd be the one that would benefit, honestly, getting put back on the indie scene, because he would bounce around the indie scene and tear it up. Tozawa is so incredibly talented that people don't realize. Another one that they should be rocking with too. He's listed as a free agent on the roster. That Australian dude, Zio, whatever his name is. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The XIO or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that?
Zion Quinn or whatever.
Yeah. He's so
really tall, like Jack, super dude.
Yeah. Tons of tattoos.
He's like Australian and Samoan.
Yeah. He had a match with Tozawa on a dark match at a Raw I was at, and it was fucking awesome. Like I was shocked they let them go the way they let them go. It was a really good match.
Yeah. Agreed. WWE's new titles.
Crazy choice, right? Crazy choice. So you make a title that is so drastically different from everything we've had. It has a new feel, but replicates something that fans like in the big gold. It has the lions on it. There's substance to it. It does have the big W, but that's not going anywhere. Every company puts their name on the title. It is what it is. But that feels more prestigious. It feels cooler.
I don't hate that title.
I don't either. It's actually really grown on me.
Yeah.
And then they take a title and they say, "Not we're going to give you one new title. We're going to give you two." And they just color swap. They just literally make it a black and gold title, which, listen, I love me some black and gold. It's all over my logos. I'm a black and gold guy. It's because my high school colors. But like, it just seems lazy compared to what the other brand's title looks like. It's like they had an opportunity to put something new out there that people could be like, holy shit. And they just were like, no, we're going to change the color and then just keep the title strap white. I think the women's title looks cooler with the white strap. I think it looks dope than the men's, but I don't hate the titles, but it's just such a weird choice to go so different for the other title. But then this one just kind of changed the colors of it. It almost feels like it's a color swap or a version of a title that's made for a person than it is a new title.
What a pointless change, man. I mean, to have all that hype, it was covered. You got Triple H coming out presenting it. At that point, you should just be like, here you go. Here's your new title. Just walk out with it, and everyone will see it's brand new. Because to take the time, the promo,
just to change the color,
like, what a waste of time. Like, it's just. I was expecting like a newer age. Like, you guys remember when they made the undisputed title, like the actual title? I was right. Maybe like since they did kind of like a big gold type deal with the other one, maybe like something like that with a W in the middle with the undisputed, and then you get the same shit that we've been getting. I'm just like, what the fuck?
It's one of my favorite titles.
Which one? The undisputed title?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a sick belt. Sick belt.
Yep. I like, as far as like title like rankings go, I would probably go Big Eagle, Winged Eagle, Undisputed.
I think we're the exact same on that one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
As far as WWE belts go,
yeah. But it's funny. I'm getting a Winged Eagle before I'm getting a Big Eagle.
Oh, my Winged Eagle. If I ever get the money for a title, like, so this backdrop, I plan on probably being here for a minute, so I'm going to build off it. So like, I want to put a bookshelf on each side of this window and eventually put stuff in. And I think the first title belt that I'm going to put in the bookshelf, if I ever get to that point, is a Winged Eagle.
Yeah.
Yo, I opened all my figures. You can't see it because it's the bottom shelf, Chase, but my entire bottom shelf is essentially all but one AEW figure of Chris Jericho. So Jericho, it's the shelf of Jericho, man. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know if Axel's watching, but look at, hold on.
ABJ just won the night, guys. He just won the night. Just give it to him.
I opened up a $200 Chris Jericho figure.
Oh, dude, I don't care. I open my fucking figures, dude. Fuck those marks.
I opened the Chase.
Oh, I love it, dude. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. That is awesome. Since we're still talking about the belts, this is not on there, but we're going to see a unification match of the women's tag team championships and the NXT women's tag team championships. So what do you guys think about that?
So are they going to go back to the original idea that the women can travel all three shows?
It seems like it, and
I'm okay with. I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid when they gave NXT their own women's tag team titles.
I disagree. I think, and if NXT is going to be its own brand, it should have its own titles.
I agree with ABJ, but at this point, it's like you don't have enough tag teams to go around as far as when it comes to women. So I think this might be the better route, only because WWE has not made the effort to make a lot of tag teams for the women on each show. So having them travel to each show makes sense.
Yeah.
But they could bring it back, and I'm all for bringing it back because I agree with you, ABJ, that NXT is its own brand and should have its own championships. But until they actually take the effort and the time and effort to make legitimate tag teams in every show for the women, you have to do it this way.
Yeah. And unfortunately, our iconic tag team that was all not really rumored, but our fan speculation of maybe they come back, not happening for probably another year because Billy Kay announced a baby.
Yeah. I would love the Iconics to come back. So that Unification Championship. So who are you going? Is Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey gonna win, or are we gonna get a surprise NXT going over against them?
So, I think that Shayna and Ronda are gonna win, which sucks. But what I'd really
love Shayna too. But it's just like it's gonna halt the entire fucking division.
So this is what I think. I think that what I would love is if I always keep wanting to call her Kaylee Ray. If Alba Fire and Dawn win and we see the start of the split between Ronda and Shayna.
I would love that to happen.
And we get Shayna versus Ronda at SummerSlam, and that's kind of like Ronda's send-off.
You know how I would have booked this though, and maybe because I'm just more attached to this tag team than I am. I like Isla and Fire and whatever they go by, but if it was still Kate and Catanzaro and what's her name, and like they're small, undersized, small athletic girls, and they're the ones who come in against Ronda and Shayna, and like everyone writes them off, and they're the ones to unify the titles and become a spot on the roster. But like if Ronda and Shayna win the titles, is like who's a believable tag team
to beat them?
To beat them.
You might as well just retire the tag team titles.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, honestly, I feel like they should retire the women's tag team championships and just give them a mid card championship, give them like an IC or something, TV championship. I don't know. I think that would benefit the women more than the tag teams because they're forcefully putting people together. There's a couple teams that are legit that make sense. What is it? Carter and Catanzaro, like that's a great tag team. You know, honestly, I think Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey makes sense to me. I think that's a great tag team too. It really does. It works. But off the top of my head, that's pretty much it. You know, it's like they forcefully put random people together to make this division, but it's just not working. And you could tell it's not working because they're unifying the championships right now, but I think they need to just get away with it all together and just get another mid card for these ladies to compete for.
Agreed.
All right, well let's shift gears here a little bit. Let's jump out of the E.
Yes.
Let's go to the AEW.
Yes, that's correct. Now ABJ, you hung out with Scott and I. Yeah. And on Wednesday, but I wanted to give Mark an opportunity to talk about this because Mark hasn't been with us since the pay-per-view. Chris Statlander was the one who defeated Jade's undefeated streak.
Thank you. So congratulations to Chris Statlander. Number one, I know she watches our show religiously, so I'm just letting you guys know that. Number two, so glad it was not a outsider. It had to be someone from AEW. It had to have been Statlander. I think it was the perfect choice. I don't know if you guys liked it or not. I only popped in the Chase's show on Wednesday for a couple minutes, but I think it was actually a great way for her to get the championship because it didn't look at him. He hates it so much. It didn't make her look weak I'm sorry, not Statlander. I meant it didn't make Jade look weak. And
I'll agree there.
It didn't make Jade look weak because she's just been this unstoppable force, and I feel like this was probably the only way to do it. My only concern right now is where does Jade go from here? Because AEW has a problem when champions lose their titles, they pretty much fall off.
Unless you're
and Jade hasn't even been on programming since she lost that championship. Where's she been?
Well, it's only been 1 week.
I know, but you had two shows already. I mean, something, you know, it was definitely not
Well, it's the biggest loss.
You know?
It's the biggest loss of her career because it's her first loss.
Right.
Number one.
Right.
We talked about it on Wednesday, and Steven kind of hit the nail on the head. Jade slowly turning babyface, and I think that's the call here. And I also think that if they're not ready for Britt to turn heel again, if Britt is enjoying her time as a baby face, then I wouldn't be shocked if they did have Jade decide to go after the women's championship.
Bro, you know how I would book it?
Would love it.
I would have all of Britt's girls jumper. I'd have her be on an island all by herself. Like Britt's alone. She's the lone baby face. And every week she's getting bodied by multiple people at one time. And then all of a sudden Jade's music hits. Bro, could you imagine the female version of two chicks with attitudes, like Jade as Sean and Jade and Jade as fucking Diesel? That'd be dope. Could you imagine Britt Baker and Jade just behind her? Like, give me that team up. I want that.
Yeah. And I don't hate that it was Chris, even though Chris wouldn't have been my pick, because like I've argued, you watched Jade.
1 second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Either someone's fucking with the lights or there's a demon in my house.
Probably a demon.
Keep that shit over there.
Yeah, probably a demon.
Go on.
His luck. Anyways, Chris was obviously not my first choice,
right,
just because Chris had lost so many times. And then now I kind of I get it because like the whole situation, but I think if you are going to build Chris as like coming back and being more serious, then I would have done it in a way where like Wednesday night, Jade shows up, talks about being 60-0 or whatever. And then like, who's going to beat me? And then Chris comes out. They have an impromptu match right there in the middle of the ring. And that's when Chris beats her. Now that's like you put Chris here. And like my complaint was like, why would Chris be believable as the person who took down the great mighty Jade Cargill when you couldn't beat her 4 times before, and then now you tried to beat her after she just had this grueling match?
I agree, and I think it kind of sets up a feud for them to actually have a legit match. One, it doesn't make Jade look bad in the sense because she already fought a match and she lost fighting a second match because she got too cocky. Number 2, you're right. Statlander did lose to her, but Statlander also beat her when she just had a match. So now you sets up a decent feud, which I would love to see, and have a legit match between them. And maybe she could win you over in that regard if she has a solid match for her. I don't know, who knows?
Yeah.
But I think Statlander had to be the one to do it because she was going to be the one to do it. And I did not want someone coming in and taking that championship from Jade. That was not an AEW original, in my opinion. Having someone come in and beat her in a one-off, that was not the move. So I think this was the perfect move. If it's not her, I mean, I know you guys that she wasn't your first choice. If it wasn't her, it should have been someone from AEW, an AEW original, not someone coming in from New Japan or WWE in that regard. So I thought everything was perfect about it. In my opinion.
Here's my beef. I don't know what all was said, and if I start repeating what Chase said, just cut me off. I'm sorry. I had lights flickering, like right off camera, and I thought everybody was in bed, so I thought I had a friggin' demon. But it was my mom fucking with shit downstairs. But anyway, Statlander coming in and winning the way she won does not make Statlander look like a believable champion. And then everything she's been doing since, like her match she had this week was good, but it was just like, for me, meh. And I love Statlander. She's my favorite. But here's what upsets me with Statlander. So the average fan doesn't know what I'm about to say, but I listen to interviews with Statlander. I follow Statlander. I'm a Statlander fan. The alien character for her is because of her social awkwardness. She felt like an alien amongst normal people because that was her thing. So that was her character. And as someone who like forces myself to not be socially awkward, I attached myself to her as that, like, and I thought she was very talented, and I thought she was different, and I thought she was big enough and believable enough with her size and her muscle that she could beat anybody in the roster, but also she had a goofy side to her. And she wasn't the glam girl. She wasn't the, like, her makeup looked good, but she wasn't pushing like, I'm the pretty girl. She was like, I'm the weird girl who can beat your ass. Like, I liked that about Kris Statlander. And I literally think they stripped everything away from her that was special. And now they're making her just like every other woman on the roster. And I don't like it. I don't like the character. It doesn't feel special to me when she's wrestling. I don't get the same connection. And I think it only enhances that for me because she won a title on an undefeated monster streak on a bunk version, like a bunk way of doing it. Like, she didn't go out there and beat her clean. She didn't go out there and earn it. She came in and just took it on a bullshit style cash in that looked like lazy ass booking. So I don't know. It's going to take a little bit for me to fall back in love with the new Kris Statlander character. I love her as a person, but I feel they took everything away from her that made her special and made her unique, and they're putting her just like everybody else in the roster, and I don't think she's going to stand out, and I think it's going to hurt that title.
So you do not want her to be the champion. So who would you want her?
I would want her to be the champion, but I think the character change and on top of it, the way she won, I don't think is doing her any favors.
I think it sets up a feud. I think Jade comes back right away. Hopefully Jade comes back right away and was like, this is bullshit. And then we actually get to see Statlander shine in a one-on-one legitimate match between her and Jade. I think Jade needs that as well. And then Statlander, I think if they both go and just put on a 5-star match together, I think she'll win you back over because there was nobody on this roster that should have took it from Jade except Statlander. Statlander 100%.
I would have said Statlander or Willow.
No. Willow, she won. Which championship did she just win?
She just won New Japan Strongs.
Yeah, so I think she's kind of tied up now, right?
No, she's still wrestling ROH and doing all her bookings. She's
really
actually wrestling
ROH.
I don't know if it already happened or it's going to happen this week, but a really cool match from two people I respect very highly in this business are putting a one-on-one match on that I don't think has ever happened on ROH. It's going to be Willow Nightingale versus Rachel Ellerling, Paul Erling's daughter.
Yeah.
And she's a beast. She's good, and she's a really nice human. So that's a match.
For the championship, or is that?
It might be for the championship. I don't know. They're not building it as it, but Willow on the poster does have the title.
Right.
But that's two people that a match that I now that I know it exists and it's a possibility, I can't wait to see it.
I mean, that's something I'm probably going to have to tune into. It's very hard. I mean, there's so much wrestling, guys. With this show, we mainly talk about mainstream wrestling. I mean, AEW, WWE, Impact here and there. To just throw in ROH and throw a sub there, it's just so much, guys. So, I mean, I'm sorry if we don't get to cover every single little thing. But it's just so hard, especially with people having full-time jobs and stuff. But I would love to get into more ROH, especially with what just ABJ just said. That really sounds so. That's something I'm gonna have to get it. Welcome back, Chase. You good?
Yeah.
Do you have a demon too?
No.
Just children?
Yep.
Okay. That's cool. All right. So moving on from the Statlander, what do we got, Chase?
Let's talk about AEW Collision.
AEW Collision in Chicago. I'm going to try to call in sick and go.
You are?
We'll find out. Yeah, I'm gonna try. My boy actually works at the United Center, so I could pretty much get tickets whenever. It's just me trying to go, get off of work. But I've been taking off.
Well, you work for the government, dumb fuck, so don't get on camera.
Yeah. So I'm totally gonna be there on Saturday, guys. I'm totally gonna be at work on Saturday. Anyway, so AEW Collision here in Chicago at the United Center. Main event has been announced: CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe and who else?
The Gun Club, I think.
Gun Club.
Is it?
Is it the Gun Club?
No, it is Juice Robinson.
Bullet Club. Bullet Club
Switchblade.
Gold. Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe versus CM Punk and FTR.
Good match.
It's going to be a great match, but it's not the feud we want to see, guys. But yes, it's going to be a great match. That's the only one that's been announced officially, I believe.
Yes.
I could be mistaken. So,
and it's
2-hour show. Yeah, next week. So I guess we'll get more insight on what that show is going to be like this
Here's
Wednesday.
a question that was posted in the Discord. Join our Discord, by the way. ABJ Discord, if you need it. It's in my link tree below.
It's lit.
Does Collision because it's a soft brand split, get its own world title.
God, it better not.
Why not?
Why? Why is everyone going to the WWE mold of things? Like, why do you have to have 2 championships? Why?
So here's what I think. I don't think that it would get its own championship. I think that Collision might be used as the show that they intertwine with. Get off of TikTok, motherfucker. We're live.
I wasn't
the
TikTok.
Fuck?
Dude, I'm gonna write your ass up and put you in a letter of reprimand after this. The fuck's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Two chips. No, thank you.
Exactly. Absolutely not. 100%.
But anyways,
no.
This is what I was gonna say. I could see them using like Collision as a show, like still showcase the AEW champion, but also kind of showcase the ROH championship and kind of showcase the ROH brand a little bit to kind of get people to go watch the ROH brand.
That's fine. I'm all for a soft brand split is the term that I've been seeing, having guys pretty much exclusively wrestle on Collision. But when it's time for those guys to maybe be in a title picture, it needs to be versus MJF or whoever the championship is. Having their own world championships is fucking stupid. And just because WWE is the biggest wrestling company in the world doesn't mean you have to literally mirror every move that they do. And having 2 championships is stupid. Always has been.
The only reason I could agree with ABJ, I agree with seeing them do it. I agree with you, Mark. I think if they do it, I think it'll be a stupid, ignorant deal. But the only reason I could see them doing it is because I believe the only reason that Collision was even created was because there is a lot of people in AEW who can't get along with each other.
That's fine, but you could still do a soft brand split. If they don't get along and they want to be a bunch of fucking pussies and separate, that's great. But when it comes down to championship time, that person, let's say CM Punk, if he wants to get back, if he wants to be exclusively to Collision, that's fine. But when it comes for CM Punk to go back into the championship, he needs to go to both shows and he needs to chase one champion. Not, I'm going to chase the AEW Collision Championship. No, absolutely not. No. You could have a brand split. You could utilize certain wrestlers on certain shows. You can give them their TV time to make it more even now that it's a 2-hour show. But when it comes down to it for championship time, you best believe they better be on both shows, dropping promos, doing what they got to do to solidify their top spot.
I like I said, I agree, man. When ABJ presented the question, that was the first thing that I thought of is like,
Gonzalez makes a pretty good point. Casual fans are not going to know what is special and what's not.
Well, here's a question for
AEW does got a lot of championships. They feature ROH all the time.
Well, I mean, they feature titles, but AEW as a brand,
they don't. AEW as a brand has the appropriate amount of championships, in my opinion. There's not much that they really need. If they really want to go a tag team title route for the females, I'm not against it. But other than that, AEW doesn't need any more championships themselves.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it needs another world title, but I just thought that was the rumor going around. Do you think it should have its own?
I want AEW to have a 24 championship. Please, no.
Honestly, if a company's going to do a 24/7 championship or that style of championship, I'm for those titles. I like those titles. I think they're fun, and I think if they're used properly, they're good. Where those should be used is on social media. I honestly, independent wrestling, take this note. Wrestling companies, take this note. If you want to have fun with your roster and you want to have fun with your people and you want to build a presence on social media, create a 24/7 online championship. It's content, and it's a way to
writing this down.
And it's a way to get your audience involved with a roster without even them being at a show. Because if you do funny, goofy, little dumb spits that doesn't take up TV time or your show time, and you can watch it on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, and they're quick little things, as long as they're entertaining and they're funny, people will like it. They just don't like when it's taking up 45 minutes of a TV show spot.
Yep. Agreed. I what Matt Holland said, I kind of like the hardcore title back in the day when they had the 24/7 rules. I thought that was badass. But other than that, I'm fuck the 24/7. But I do like ABJ's idea. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I would definitely be like, oh shit, there's a match. Let me check this shit out. So definitely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if
the
you're
24/7 was at its best when R-Truth had it, and
Yep.
R-Truth was putting out videos of him pinning people on plane rides to Saudi Arabia and hiding as a lampshade and doing dumb shit with it. And people loved the 24/7 then. They thought it was super entertaining because R-Truth was entertaining with it. And it made R-Truth the one of the most popular people on the roster. So people shit on that title, but at one point in time, it wasn't treated the same way.
If I'm scrolling through social media and like I stop and see a guy smack a guy with a cookie sheet and pin him real quick for a title, and then grab it and run it off. Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching,
and I'm double tapping the screen.
And you can get away with so much if you have a spot where like someone gets pushed off something high. You can shoot that in a social media standpoint where like you can stage it and no one really gets hurt. You're not putting bumps on your body that's crazy, and you can still put out fun content that's going to make your brand look fun.
Yep, agreed, for sure.
Yep.
All right, Chase, what's next? What we got?
Forbidden Door 2. We're looking at some pretty big matches announced so far. Bryan Danielson and Okada and Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, and then a possible match of CM Punk versus Kenta.
And Kenta, we got to see that.
Yeah,
that has to happen.
They're saying that Kenta is
he's still hurt, right?
No, they're saying that he's stacking up his price. That he's
so he's ready to go, because last I heard he was hurt.
That's what I read. I read that I read that Kenta is asking a lot. That's what I don't know if that's true. I don't know what the deal is, but
maybe, I mean, considering only one match, one segment has been announced for Collision, maybe Kenta makes his presence known. You never know. You just never know. Tune in.
Agreed.
But yeah, those matches are already, those three, well, the two confirmed matches are already sick. I mean, Kenny Omega and Ospreay always put in 5-star matches. So that's going to be sick. What is going on?
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Bryan Danielson and Okada, that should be amazing. And does that start Danielson's Japan tour, or is he still going to stay here with BCC?
I think he's good to go on his Japan tour now.
Yeah, think so. So is that the first of the Japan tour then?
I believe so.
Maybe so too.
I don't think he's needed as much on the main roster as right now.
But they do have 2-hour shows now. You sure he's not that needed, or do we might need him?
They have a lot of roster.
They do have a lot of roster.
They do have a lot of roster. They do.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But do they have a lot of star power on the roster?
If they keep putting storylines together, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Gosh, I figured we'd spend more time on Forbidden Door. I guess.
I mean, Forbidden Door doesn't have much.
It's crazy because like Forbidden Door is huge, right? And we're excited, but we only know 2 matches. It's all fan speculation. But also, people are like, "Fucking UK's coming up," and then Chicago after UK. Like,
there's a lot. Everything's packed in very tight.
People are already fantasy booking what UK is going to be, and then what Chicago's going to be after the UK, and Forbidden Door's still there. It's AEW's in a really fun spot with 3 big shows coming up.
Big time. Yep. I think we definitely get some type of Bullet Club action in the Forbidden Door. We got Bullet Club Gold here in AEW. I think we do some type of Bullet Club in there this year. That's one of my predictions. Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, we still just don't know. But the 2 matches that are confirmed announced, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Well, could be 5 stars. Excuse me. Could be 5-star matches. They usually are pretty sick matches. So, I mean, the excitement's there. We just don't know what else we're going to get excited for, guys.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. And it should have been in Chicago again.
Here's something not announced, but we're hopefully I'm taking his segue here, but not announced, but looks like we're getting some fun with it, and it's going to start leading into something. MJF's next challenger has arrived, and his name is Adam Cole. Baby.
Yep. Super excited. This is what we've been saying that was going to happen. Is it too early, guys? Should this have been at Wembley?
Here's my thought.
Does it get stretched to Wembley?
I think it does.
It's a world title. It's a world title eliminator match.
Yes.
So I absolutely positively think it could be stretched out to Wembley.
At this point, it has to be stretched out to Wembley. Go ahead, ABJ. I know I keep cutting off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. Does MJF need the title to be the top guy in the company?
No, and I think it's.
Do you have Adam Cole lose 2 world championship climb ups in a row?
No. I think. No.
MJF went out and cut a promo, and he essentially laid out the brickwork to tell casual fans why Adam Cole is Adam fucking Cole, and why Adam Cole is one of the best wrestlers in professional wrestling. And then he cut, and I said it in the Discord, so people that are in this chat can confirm 100% that I said this. He cut Adam Cole's promo on Adam Cole that he did on NXT. Yep. And before TikTok and everybody else blew up on it, I was saying it as it happened, because Adam Cole's famous line was, "You have the pretty girl, you have the smoking lights, you have the cool entrance, but you know what makes me a star? It's when they ring the goddamn bell." And that's and perfect. And Adam Cole showed that he can hang on the mic with MJF, and he can deflect all of the easy insults that MJF's going to throw, and the online troll comments that MJF's going to do on a promo. And Adam Cole just went, "I'm small. I'm Keith Lee's manager. There's a reason why WWE executives were sitting in my living room for 12 hours, because they want me in their company. And I'm here now, and I'm gonna and then AEW is like, we have a healthy Adam Cole, and we're putting him in the world title picture. I think it might be time to pull the trigger.
It is time to pull the trigger. MJF does not need the championship to be over.
And wrestling fans right now, especially on the competition, do not need long title reigns.
Yep, agreed. My favorite line of that whole thing, where I knew that Adam Cole won that whole little spit battle with MJF. Let's go in the back and piss in a cup and see who's natural.
Oh yeah,
man,
that was a mic drop. That was a fucking mic drop.
I thought that was good.
I'm so happy. Adam Cole right now is my favorite wrestler that's current.
Adam Cole and Kevin Owens have been my favorite wrestlers since I got back into wrestling.
Yeah. Adam Cole's legit. I'm so happy with this. I think it's going to be a fucking stellar feud. Adam Cole's definitely got to win this eliminator, right? If he wins, he gets a title
Cole
shot,
has
right?
made me. Cole has made me like Britt again.
Same. I know. Every time I want to hate on Britt, I'm like, that's fucking my guy's girl. I gotta cheer her on.
Right.
Yeah, like when that whole thing with her and Jericho and all that stuff happened.
What a great! We haven't talked in a few boys, but man, that was great with the whole Jericho and Britt stuff. That was too, fucking sick. I thought it was fantastic. It put Saraya in a great little.
That's why the JAS should have a female member.
What they do? They got Anna JAS.
Oh yeah, they have her now. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. That's why they needed a female member to spark that.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what it was, man, but it was just, I think it's because Adam Cole's back. But for whatever reason, I just know that ABJ and myself would be here would be on a show, whether it's the Dynamite Post show or this show. We would be shitting all over Britt Baker running down to the ring to save Adam Cole, because we'd be like, oh, here comes Britt to steal another moment from somebody. But for whatever reason, man, I was like, oh, here comes Britt. And then I was like, oh, this is compelling. Like, oh, you're going to die, Jericho.
Every time she is injecting herself, she does deliver when it comes to the product once the bell rings.
Yep.
Yeah. Regardless if we think she's backstage politicking and taking opportunities away from people and stealing spotlights away from people, and maybe I still think the Hater should have been treated more as a champion. I think Tony Storm should have been treated more as a champion and let Britt not be in the picture as much. But it's hard not to put Britt in the picture when every time you put her in the picture, she delivers. She's essentially the Charlotte Flair of AEW. You can't talk about a top star in your roster and not say those two names, and fans are gonna go, well, she's only getting it because it's her dad, and she's only getting it because it's Adam Cole. It's like, no, when the bell rings, they deliver and they're good.
Yeah,
agreed.
I think ABJ is sipping the same Kool-Aid that I am.
Yeah,
it's called Adam Cole's sweat.
Baby.
I'm so in for this feud, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the promos. I can't wait everything leading up to Wembley. Oh man, I'm love it.
Agreed. Speaking of, was Against All Odds in was it in England?
I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
I think it was.
Oh, but, Impact.
It was yesterday though, right?
No, it was Friday.
Friday, okay. Yeah. Too much wrestling, guys. It's hard to keep it all together.
No, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. I was but I was at a wrestling event on Friday.
Okay.
Which was amazing. Billy Starks, where she started when she was 14 at St. Louis Anarchy. 14 fucking years old. She's 18 now, and she main evented St. Louis Anarchy against Yamashita.
Enjoy her now, because she ain't gonna be around much longer.
Yeah, I know. That kid is a fucking star.
Dude, I've interviewed people who are on the northeast side of the country, never worked her, but she is on their bucket list, and they've been in the business a long time.
Yep.
Like, that's insane that people are like, I want to wrestle a high school kid.
Yep.
It's nuts.
It's insane. Yep. Started when she was 4. I think she said she started actually when she was 13, but a lot of people didn't know. But then she started kind of traveling when she was 14. And yeah. So it's nuts. Her and Brogan Finley were both in St. Louis on Friday. So I didn't watch Against All Odds live, but Impact's YouTube subscription. It's like $1.99 a month, and you get the replays of the pay-per-view and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it.
Was it on Fight, or do you have to pay for it on Fight?
You have to pay for
on
it.
Impact Plus.
I don't know about Impact Plus.
Yeah,
like I said, the YouTube is like I said, it's like $1.99 or.
I heard it was a good pay-per-view. I heard they had great matches. I heard the matches were fun. I heard my two friends killed it. Ace Austin defended his titles. I heard it was a really good match. I seen the I don't know if it was the end of the match or just the high spot of it, with Ace Austin from the outside apron to the top of the apron on a Hunikan Rana into a cutter to Chris Bay for the win. Crazy. Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly. I watched a clip of that where Masha just takes her to the outside with a dog collar and just kicks her in the face on her 4 or 5 times. They killed it. I heard the main event was good. Everything about the show I heard was a fun show, and people seem to really enjoy it.
Yeah. Masha is just bro, Steven Chambers had it. Nope, not you. Columbus, Ohio. So maybe I thought it was in Canada. I guess it wasn't. But yeah, Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly in the dog collar match was just, dude. Anytime Masha's in the ring, it's a bloodbath. The only thing that I didn't like was Chris Sabin beat Trey Miguel for the X Division title. I don't see a reason why Chris Sabin has to be a 9-time X Division champion, especially in 2023. I didn't agree with that. I'm not too fond of Alex Shelley winning the Impact title. Happy for him, it's cool, but
I think that was more of a you deserve it type deal.
Yeah, I guess.
They're gonna give it to not Magnus. Nick Aldis?
Yeah,
I think Nick Aldis gets it back.
Yeah. Which again, I've really liked Impact because of their utilization of young great talent. And then you bring in guys like Bully Ray, and
Bully Ray's run. What do you guys think of that right now? Talk about bad booking.
Yeah, so there's just some questionable calls, and to me, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Motor City Machine Guns fan, but I was a huge Motor City Machine Gun fan 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I just don't think that I don't think that they're in positions to be, winning heavyweight championships and X Division championships from guys that are in there that deserve it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Bully Ray has a title shot at Slammiversary.
Does he?
I think so.
Yeah. So we're gonna get Alex Shelley versus Bully Ray at Slammiversary.
I don't know. I think maybe Shelley drops it prior to Slammiversary, but I could be mistaken, guys. But I'm pretty sure Bully Ray has a title shot set for Slammiversary, and I know Trinity also has a title shot against Barrazo at Slammiversary as well. We should be on the lookout for that. So
here's a question.
Yep.
People hate on content creating and podcasting and radio personalities and shit like this, but how much? Because I think it's at least an 80% cut. How much do you think Bully Ray is getting as much work as he is right now because he's on Busted Open Radio with Dave LaGreca?
Of course, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
he stays relevant right now. That's what it is. He goes there. He shits on other things.
Well, and it also, and it Impact is like, oh well, we'll put Bully Ray on because he'll talk about it all day on Busted Open.
On Busted Open, exactly.
Yep. Know your worth, content creators. Know your worth.
Yep. Anyways, I think that's it.
Bad booking of the week.
Bad booking of the week.
All right. While these jokers think of bad booking of the week, I got one, and it is the utilization of AEW's Ethan Page. I'm giving him bad booking of the week because now Matt Hardy.
I think it's entertaining.
I don't hate it. Matt Hardy owns his contract now, basically as payback. I think Ethan Page is a fucking star, and hopefully he gets his due now that there's another 2-hour show in AEW. So, but as of right now, I'm going with that bad booking of Matt Hardy owning Ethan Page's contract.
Fun fact: I went to a bar this weekend, and I smoked a lot of devil's lettuce, and I got drunk. And I went to the bathroom and washed my hands, and there was no toilet paper. And in my social awkwardness and a wrestling fan, I came out of the bathroom like.
Was that bad booking? Was that by any chance? Was that Tony Deppin's bar?
No, okay. It was a dive bar in Monty City. But everyone was like, "What the fuck's he doing?" Because there was music playing, so it made sense. But I was Jeff Hardy dancing and drying my hands off.
That was badass.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought I looked
bad booking of the week, Chase.
I don't know, man. I don't want to pick on Impact because I feel like Impact's like the little guy, and I just, but I mean, like for the reasons we talked about.
If you got to do Impact, man, it is what it is.
No. It's definitely not going to be Impact.
I have mine if you need time.
Go ahead. Hit it, ABJ.
Chris Statlander.
Bad booking, like, oh, you fuck.
And not because I dislike Chris Statlander. I love Chris Statlander. I own Chris Statlander's t-shirts since her independent scene, like IWTV runs, and I love Chris Statlander. I think the bad booking is changing her character because she got made fun of by Jim Cornette and all of his stupid fans calling her Alien Girl.
Hey,
be fucking different. Not everybody in wrestling has to be the same cookie cutter bullshit. Chris Statlander was special, and she should stay special. And maybe it'll take time for me to buy into it. I will still support her and root for her and cheer her on and buy her merchandise, even though I don't like the character doesn't respond to me. But thank you, McThompson, for the subscribe. I don't know what channel he subscribed to, but thank you. That's my bad booking, and just like the carryover from the title defense to her first defense, which was a good match, but it just didn't feel. It didn't like Jade's matches felt like something, even though we know they were squashes. This title defense didn't feel like anything was there for me.
Jace?
I'm going to go with Impact. I don't want to, but I will. I did want to highlight something really quick.
What specifically in Impact? What are you bad booking Impact? The entire show?
The entire pay-per-view.
I thought you said it was good matches on the pay-per-view.
They were good matches. I just don't agree with the decisions. That's a bad booking.
Okay. So the entire pay-per-view as a whole. Gotcha. Surprisingly, the WWE new championships did not make the cut on bad booking. But that is my honorable mention.
I don't hate them.
We're not shocked. We're not shocked.
I don't hate them. I just thought it was a unique change because the
other
one's so wildly different.
In the age of the internet and all that other stuff, if WWE was going to make a cool new title, it would have gotten leaked. But one thing I did want to highlight, NXT. I know we talked about it a little bit, but I want to talk about it some more. I think they're doing a really great job over there. Thea Hale won that #1 contenders. I'm very excited to see Thea Hale and Tiffany Stratton see what they do. So
Chase U.
That's right.
Dude, I fucking love Chase U. Like,
I love Thea Hale. I think she's awesome.
Yeah,
I think she's so fucking. I think she is essentially the Iconics, but like she's better in the ring. Like when she's on screen, she's wildly entertaining.
Indeed. All right.
Final thoughts.
Plug current ventures and things going on, and then your social medias, and then let's close out.
All right. Well, real quick. So, final thoughts. Sky Blue #1 contender for the women's championship on AEW. Super excited. Chicago girl. Love her. Anyway, super excited. Can't wait to see that match on Wednesday. And plugs, all social media, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. We'll be doing a pack opening tomorrow after Raw. We're opening NXT cards. Yeah, we are. 10:30 p.m. YouTube.
I opened my figures and I opened all the cards that came out of my decks, my things.
Oh, what do we got? Show them. Let's show them, ABJ. What do we got?
I got Roberts.
Oh, the AEW cards were such a letdown. Don't even just stop unless you got like a.
I got nothing fancy.
Yeah, their cards were such a letdown. But yeah, tomorrow 10:30 p.m. we're opening NXT 2.0 box.
What's I gave up. Never mind. I'll ask you off camera. Never mind.
All right, what you got, ABJ? Plug.
Come check us out on the Discord. Please, we just got a nice little wave of new members come in. If you're not already there, please come join and come talk to us and hang out. Just download Discord, go to my link tree and click on the join Discord button. It'll bring you right in and you can come hang out with all of us. There's always people in the chat. There's always people talking. We have game nights. It's a fun place. If you guys can, go grab some merchandise. ABJ t-shirts are for sale. Patreon's available. Just trying to really grind through. And if you want to hear me do some commentary this Sunday live on my channel, scroll down to companies that love ABJ and you'll see the Sanctuary. Subscribe to the Sanctuary and come watch some Sanctuary this Sunday for free on YouTube and hear me on commentary.
Oh, God, I don't know why I didn't think of that.
That's a good one too.
I completely skipped over it because
honorable mention.
AEW has done a really good job lately, and I just wanted to block that out of my head. Mark Briscoe, Papa Briscoe, and Aubrey Edwards versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Karen Jarrett. Yeah, that should have won hands down. I don't know why I didn't. All right.
For the most part, I've actually liked Jeff Jarrett's booking, but that's ass.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
All right, Chase, go ahead and plug Cyclops. He's playing the CR Media 1988 on all social media. You can also follow the I-70 hashtag. They'll be interviewing who this week?
Who are we interviewing this week?
I have no idea. Your show.
Give me one second.
Meanwhile, like I said, you can follow Chase on all social media. Chase CR Media 1988 Twitter. He tweets a lot of good things.
Brandon Espinoza.
There you go. He'll be interviewing Brandon Espinoza on I-70 hashtag. Give him a follow on all social media.
You can follow me everywhere on Boner Alert.
Boner Alert. There you go.
There you go. Right. This is a PG show.
Yep, hands down. But yes, we'll be interviewing Brandon Espinoza,
hands down,
which wrestles for WLW World League Wrestling, which was Harley Race's promotion out of Troy, Missouri, which is right outside of St. Louis. And then we'll also be breaking down the results from St. Louis Anarchy, which we talked about on Friday. So, other than that, I don't have anything else.
All right.
Oh, everyone go buy Diablo 4 and come join my clan. I love ABJ, LOVE, ABJ. It's a great game. Come play Diablo and let's take Lilith to Pound Town. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that game. Also, AEW video game drops the end of the month, and let's get some gamer tags going. Like I said, join the Discord, drop your gamer tag, so you can get this. We can all skateboard around arenas as wrestlers and fucking hit each other with fire extinguishers and have some fucking crazy fun on AEW.
There you go. I've already
I'll
got.
definitely be doing that. Hell yeah, pre-order that shit. Get that broken Matt Hardy.
Yep.
Speaking of broken, before we go out, we need the broken and Brother Nero in AEW. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I saw you had that on your little sheet, and I was like, I'm not even going to entertain that.
Well, I just entertained it, so fuck off.
Well, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Bad Booking. For myself, Chase, CR Media. For Anthony Blackwell Jr., the ABJ. And Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. As always, go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Hail Satan.